those 40%, that this is a positive thing. That means that 60% understand the reality that nobody really knows where we're going. And the recent economic crisis has shown that and brought it out very clear. Anyone who thinks they know where they're going in the next few years, either in education, the economy, or anything else, is deluding themselves. We're in a very transitory period, and we really don't know. And I think what we have to do is keep our wits about us and just see what's going to happen. To illustrate this, there's this story. I worked in the Seychelles Islands in the middle of the Indian Ocean many years ago. And we would watch the Australians. They'd pull their boat up beside a shark, lean over, jump on the shark's back, grab the dorsal fin, and they'd take off. And the trick was, you don't let go. No matter what happens, you don't let go. And the reason I tell this story is that where the world is taking us with the technology is we don't know where it's going to take us. And we cannot afford to let go. We must hang on. And you hear people saying, well, I'm for people, for technology. We can't let technology lead us. But looking back through history from, the invention of the spear or the invention of the wheelbarrow, the invention of the automobile, the technology always leads us. We have to adjust to technological developments. There is no instance in history of rejecting technology. We've always had to adjust to technological changes. Of course, some people think it's just a story about the Australians and the sharks, so I want to show you this picture just to confirm it. About 10 years ago now, I was driving through a village in the Philippines that had no electricity. And I slammed on the brakes because I couldn't believe what I saw. I looked in a rice field, and there was a farmer up to his knees in water behind 2 oxen, and he was text messaging. And 10 years ago in Canada, no one was text messaging. I mean, Canada has been way behind, actually, in adopting mobile technologies. And I just looked and I stared at him, and I couldn't believe it. But that's when I really got interested in mobile learning. And I found out later that the Philippines in 1998 did more text messaging per capita than any other country in the world. And all over Europe and Asia, everyone was text messaging. Of course, now it's in Canada too. As we just heard, you're uncool to email now. If you're not text messaging, you're just not cool. So it has come here as well. But what struck me is this, is the computer that farmer had in 1998, that phone, was a computer. And in fact, it was more powerful than your desktop computer that you had on your desk 2 or 3 years before that. And the phones we have today are more powerful than the desktops that we have. They're extremely powerful computers. And I started thinking at that point, what are the implications of this for learning? Of course, in Canada, you can see one of the reasons why we were slow in adapting to using mobile devices is you can see here the average data rates in Canada are they're exponentially higher than just about any other country in the world. And we are being held back by the controllers, the communications controllers in our country. We have extremely exorbitant rates. At the same time, we have very good rates for landlines. We don't pay for local calls. In fact, from your landline, you could call anywhere in North America more cheaply than people in London can call each other across the city on their landline. So we have very cheap, and that was another thing that held back the mobile rates. But as you can see, this type of discrepancy is seriously impeding the growth of mobile learning in Canada. We started out our mobile experiences with a mobile library. And what we've done in Athabasca University is made pretty well all of our library materials, digital materials, available from mobile devices. And I think that that's something that every university is moving towards and making available. With the third generation mobile phones and